What's up? Story time. I don't do this often. However, we finna do it today. Okay. Um, where do I even begin? Because the whole thing is crazy wild. Okay, listen. My job, for those of y'all that don't know, I originally have been in healthcare services for I say over like the last 5 years, 6 years. I left the hospital after a year and a half, a year and a couple of months, not even a full half. However, I left the hospital that had discovered my cancer years ago, almost a decade ago. And when I left the hospital, it was because they did not want to provide me with a proper PPE, because the PPE that I was requiring because of me having an allergic reaction to my environment, it was actually only provided for one other employee, which was one of the surgeons that was in the facility. Now, I left that job, still wanted to work in healthcare. However, I need to have sustainability, okay? So, yes, I do the massages, mobile massages. Yes, I am a retail sales with the Nizama Collective, where I do freehand paintings. I also do styling and event curating, things like that. However, in this particular situation, it was me going into a retail store and working there because I need to have a daily check that was a proof of income. And sometimes through my events and things, I do get paid through Eventbrite. However, to see it consistently and adding up, long story short, I need to make sure that it was all the way there. Okay? Again, sustainability. And yes, y'all are saying this correct. It's you seeing it. Yeah. You're looking at 6, not just 4, not just 2. Yeah. Shades for any shade that try to come through. Okay. Hey, send it back. Send it back. Send it back. So yeah, story time. We giving you real life situations, right? You want to know the inside, right? Well, here you go. All right. So when y'all saw me working on the car and doing the repairs, it was also because this is a second part, number 2, point 2. So why I move the way that I do. The first point is the job that I was working in was not accommodating as I needed to. So I had to move into a more of a retail and not a healthcare. However, healthcare is still in my heart space. Like, that is still where I thrive at. Customer service, that's something I've been doing that since I was a kid. So, like, I'm the kid that used to be selling you the food stamps, the paper food stamps, when my mama didn't want to sell them. Like, I was the kid that was out there buying stuff from the candy lady and reselling it to the ice cream man. Listen, I was the one that may have had what people consider like the dope boys or whatever, the hood boys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They looking out for me. They calling me little sis. They making sure I'm good, straight on the money. So I go and buy like when different holidays come up, I'm going to purchase the Mother Day's pictures, and I'm creating like and recreating and coloring in and painting like at a young age, tracing like all of that and representing these pieces for people to purchase for Mother's Day gifts and putting in their own notations of what appreciation they have for their parents. So I was making money real early. And then I started doing babysitting. Like, I was making money real early. I'm talking about like 10, like 9, 10 years old, like, period. I was doing it. I was supporting my mother and everything that I could, every ounce of me. I was supporting my mother. However, in our household, because I saw it as a unit. It's her and I, and nobody else. My father had passed away when I was 7. So we didn't have an option. Like, it was like ride till the wheels fall off. It ain't ride or die, baby. It's ride till the wheels fall off. Because we, in all honesty, will never die. Always a transition. Okay? Okay. Always a transition. Getting back to points that made this story time come about. So point 2 was, now that I'm in a retail shop, store manager got beef with me. You know what I'm saying? She was doing some sideways stuff. I didn't tell on her. I just put her stuff back up. So she tried to turn other employees against me and be like, well, you know, she like to put people's stuff up. Then she's starting to hit up the district manager. Well, you know, she was asking about bonuses now that we $76,000 behind. That was over what time period? You $76,000 in behind in inventory because of who, what? Tell me, how long was it since y'all did this last inventory? And she tried to tell me it was a month. I said, you know what? Because I work in retail, I know for myself, I'm doing inventory monthly. Okay? And it's going to be an annual double check to make sure everything is lining up. So you're trying to tell me that this corporate store is now doing monthly checks, and the $76,000 that y'all are in a deficit for is in a month? Bush. I call bush. I call it. So then she straightened up and she says, oh no, it's been a year. I know it has. Then the store manager tells me, because I go back to school. Yes, I'm going back to school for EKG technician. Because again, like I said, point 1, medical field is still my heart. When I went to college, it was for psychology. It was for psychiatric, to be able to be placed in a psychiatric position. I wanted to help youth. And I have done skill builders, working as a life skills coach. I have done the CNA, the PCA. I have done the hospice care. And now it's time to step into EKG, right? So I tell them my school hours. I tell them 2 months before I even get approved. When I first start doing my grant approval and my admissions, I let them know, listen, I start school in August. I was already setting myself up, whether I get in or not. August is going to be my school start. So I'm no longer going to be available on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 9. I'm going to class. So they go and hit me with, because I had an emergency procedure exam from my oncologist. I was not able to make a store meeting. I already let them know if there are any repercussions I need to be written up, okay, I can accept that. They tell me no, it's no repercussions. I get to the store after my doctor's appointment, my oncologist appointment, and my gynecologist appointment, and they go and tell me, well, since now you're starting school all of a sudden, we're going to have to still put you on a schedule even on your school days. And if you're scheduled on your school days and you don't come in, then we're going to write you up and then fire you. I said, okay, bet. This is the district manager and the store manager telling me this. I said, okay, bet, word. So what I'm going to do is step down kindly from store manager, assistant manager, and key holder, and I'm going back to associate. Y'all don't pay me that much more anyway as being in that position, yet I do get guaranteed hours. I said, okay. So they say, now mind you, you can't get the hours that you usually have been guaranteed. I said, okay, bet. So I stepped down. I look at the schedule, and this lady has put me down for 4 hours. They've hired new people and put me down for the least amount of hours one day per week. I went from 36, 26, and then to 4. Because I decided to make sure that my school is not neglected. Because this is not the end all for me. That lady been there for 19, 20 years. I'm not fitting to stay in that position. The fuck? So, pardon me. I digress. Woosah. So after point 3, now that they have not only tried to blame me for whatever discrepancies or issues that they've had, or looked at me as being a cause, because I have not taken anything. I have spent money in that store. Between my massage clients, between my event curating, between my customized styling, customers that I work with, like, the money was not an issue. And still having 3 storage units. Listen. I was not in a deficit. However, working with certain companies, they would try to put you in a deficit and then try to tell you that you're not allowed to move forward. If you move forward without their permission, they gonna feel like, now we gonna hinder you. It's not a hindrance. Them cut me down to 4 hours, I'm not even looking at that as a hindrance. Anytime somebody try to cut you down, don't look at it like a hindrance, okay? Get all your eyes on it. Put all your eyes on it, okay? Put all your eyes on it, baby. Because recognize that Most High, God is putting you in a position where no one can take anything from you. And that's where I'm at right now. That's my story time. My child had an issue having to do this co-parenting thing. Lice. I'm just going to say it. Lice. I didn't even know melanated beings could gain that type of infection of parasite. That means, to me, it sounds like automatically it's not enough oils that are being taken in, healthy eating that's taken in, nor is it enough being applied to our natural bodies, and it's not clean. Somebody out here being filthy. And I say that blatantly. Any and every issue I have, I say it blatantly to people. And they feel like, because I'm such a, hey, how you doing? It's so good to see you. So wonderful. Like, and I'm a Libra, so I'm bringing balance righteously. I'm not going to come at you sideways. I'm not ever going to come at somebody sideways. Ever. If I don't have a reason. If you're not giving me nonsense, I'm not going to give you your bullshit back. And tell you the part that I can't use as fertilizer, you keep it. Whatever you do with it, you can eat shit for all I care. They don't expect that to come out of my mouth. Yet it does. And with a smile on my face. Because everything that I said to anybody else, I said it directly to you before I said it to anybody else. So, right down to your children protecting themselves. If somebody try to F you over and you give them warning, you've let other adults know that someone's being inappropriate, you now, since they try to F you, you better grab your closest wonderful weapon. I don't care what you turn into a weapon. And bust them down to the white meat shows. Yeah, that's me. I'm that type of mother. I'm that type of being. And God may have to still work on my heart, which is why it's never been an issue where I've been afraid of someone else. It hasn't ever been, except when I was younger, because I was actually afraid for other people's safety. However, as an adult, the other people's safety that I'm concerned about is the fact that the people that are trying to attack me, not the people that are around me or that may have been offended by something that the people try to attack me with. It's been more so the people that try to directly attack me or my loved ones, what I might do. So again, let's digress, breathe, and release. We said all that and we release it. Ha! Release that. Because what they can't do is tell you that you're great. Because they don't have the courage to. What they can't do is tell you that you're not great. Because they're too scared to. Because they know it's a lie. You are great. You are amazing. You are anointed to be able to do way more than anything that they ever could have fathomed. We are that. And if they mad, so what? Do it with a smile, darling. It's amazing. Y'all keep being amazing, regardless of what anybody, anything, or any who try to do. Okay? Peace and love.